We all think we have the answer for everyone around us, but you should ask more and say less. That's the main message of this book, The Coaching Habit. And in this video I'm gonna explain 7 questions to ask yourself and the people around you if you want to have a better and positive impact on them. The first question that is asked is, what's on your mind? And what you want to do after asking this question is really just listen instead of trying to come up with what you want to respond, because this is not very beneficial to trying to listen. One of the tips that I got if you want to really learn to listen is try not to listen, and then it will go automatically. I had this talk yesterday, and you hear many people nowadays saying that we already have the answer inside of us. And I was arguing that that's not true. We need to first hear a lot of information. But the thing is that we have the knowledge already inside of us, we just don't understand it. And the way to understand something is to process it. And later in this video I'm gonna explain how exactly we can be doing this. But first, the second question is, what else is on your mind? And it really allows you to dive deeper into what is really on their mind, because we tend to first come up with a story about all the daily basic things that are on our mind. And if you ask the second question about what else is on your mind, you're gonna find out that all this protection and obvious daily stuff is going to get out of the way, and people are going to tell you more about what's really on their mind. Now the third question, what is the real challenge here for you? This also zooms in more into what is really the problem here. And after finding out what is the real challenge, you can find out what do they really want by just asking, what do you want? And this is going to zoom in even more, and you're just gonna lay back and listen. And it's important here not to be afraid of silence, because we really have this tendency that just at the moment when people start to think and process what is actually being asked, the other person is already starting to fill up this void of silence, and this is inhibiting them from actually diving deeper. So very simple tip, don't be afraid of silence. And again, all you're gonna do here is just really listen, after which you're going to ask them, what can I do for you? And this is not because you want to burden yourself with a lot of tasks. It's actually the opposite, because by actually asking them what you can do for them, you're not guessing. And many people are just guessing and all over the place with their actions, trying to be helpful, but not actually helping. And this question can really focus in on what's the most important thing that you could help them with. And then the sixth question is to ask them, if you are choosing this, what are you actually saying no to? And what this is doing is that the other person is actually given a chance to verbalize what exactly he is going to pick and what he is not going to pick, so that afterwards this person is not going to say, oh, but I didn't sign up for this. I started this video with that giving advice rarely works, and the way that we actually learn is by reflecting and memorizing. And that's why the last and 7th question is so important, because this is when we are asking, what stood out to you? What about this conversation was the most important? And this gives people the opportunity to remember, reflect and think back and recall about what actually stood out. And in this way it's going to be way easier to remember what was the most important thing. So the main takeaway of this book for me was to really lean back, listen and only ask questions. And I know that there will be something inside of you that's going to want to give advice, but that's not the way that other people are unfolding themselves. It's just by asking questions, making them reflect. And to end this video, I'm just gonna ask you, what was the most important thing for you? I will see you in the next video.